Hello and a warm welcome to Federal's special program, Capital Beat. The continuing protests by the doctors at Kolkata's RG Hospital doesn't seem to be dying down, at least in West Bengal. Now the doctors really have big complaints against CBI that probably the enforcement agency is not doing its bit as far as giving justice to the 31-year-old woman trainee doctor is concerned. This issue really became a political hot potato, but has Mamta weathered the storm? When will these protests die down? We'll try and discuss all of this and what is the latest update on this Arjikar hospital case. We'll try and find out answers to all these questions. Joining me now is Trinamool Congress spokesperson Shubhankar Bhattacharya. Thank you so much, Shubhankar, for joining. We have Dr. Mridul Sarkar, who's a social activist and someone who's very closely linked with the movement of the doctors. Dr. Sarkar, thank you so much. And we have Samir Purkaista, who's a senior editor with the Federal. He covers the entire Northeast. Thank you so much, Samir, for joining. And let me begin with Trinamool Congress spokesperson Shubhankar. Shubhankar, what is the latest update according to you? And after Supreme Court came down heavily yesterday, and it came up with some very strict observations. Everyone feels that now, it seems that Mamata Banerjee has weathered this storm because this became a political issue. So, has she really weathered the storm now?
What is happening in West Bengal is there are two kind of issues at the moment. One is the confusion. The confusion whether we are fighting the rape or we are fighting the government, right? If you are fighting rape as a whole, and that that includes the NCRB data, the huge NCRB data that we are talking about. And while we are seeing agitation in West Bengal, in past 10 days, a lot of stories have come across from all over India, which has actually made us disturbed. Let that be anywhere, because I don't want to get into the whataboutery over here. But at the same time, I also won't be happy if you say that whether the struggle or the storm over there has weathered, as per your words. No, I think any kind of storm is needed, to expedite a process. But then that has to be accepted both the ways. You have to welcome it to bring in a change which should, fight against this crime, because rape is a heinous crime. Nobody's debating that. It is it is accepted. Everyone accepts it, man. There is no kind of debate on that. The debate comes in that whether we are fighting towards toppling a government in West Bengal, will that give a solution to a rape case, or is it like you are actually fighting the rape over here? Number one, see, earlier, we used to, the moment
Do you feel,
Sanjay.
Shubhankar, Shubhankar, so do you feel that the two issues have been mixed and the larger efforts are towards toppling the Mamta government? Is that what you feel?
Actually, it's not about what I feel. It is the fact over here. Let us say, what is the reason behind Subhendu Adhikari meeting each and every medical association? There are medical associations who are actually not talking with the BJP people, who don't want to politicize it. And trust me, they have created pandal over there. I tell you, I just returned from Kolkata day before yesterday. Earlier, I even did a live from RGKar hospital as well. And the Taltala police station, which actually covers this particular hospital, I was residing quite adjacent to that is AJC Bose Road, right? I have a small little flat over there, so we were residing over there. So I could not see that kind of I saw the protest dying, a part of the process which is actually funded by BJP, where they are actually fighting to topple the government. They are just speaking about Mamata Banerjee. They are speaking about Abhishek
Shubhankar,
Banerjee. They are speaking
there are
about other people.
no,
And
all
of
that is
course,
fine, but Shubhankar, but there will be questions asked if the police is mobbed. There will be questions asked if there is no security. Will those questions not be posed before the state government? The law and order issue comes under the state government. The more than 1,000 mob was entering a hospital. What was the police doing? Didn't the government have an intelligence system set up by which you came to know that how that mob entered the hospital? What about the security of the doctors? The principal immediately, the earlier principal immediately being shifted out to another college. So all those are questions which will be asked of the Mamata government.
no doubt, no doubt. And Niluji, I just began with saying, that a storm should not be withered, because till the time the storm is there, that will expedite the process itself, and it happens everywhere. I began with that. I didn't actually run away from, the protests in West Bengal. I'm also accepting the fact that whatever happened with, the Sandeep Ghosh and everything, but now the thing is being designed like, now people have started calling Sanjay Rai Bechara. So that is also not justified. You cannot, you are making a new culprit out of Sandeep Ghosh. Of course he will be blamed for, his negligence, his duty negligence and everything, but at the same time you cannot make the main culprit a bechar over here. People started calling him, so you're making a scapegoat out of Sanjay Rai. And imagine the word the Sanjay Rai spoke. The police said that while they were taking him away, there was a inspector who said that if I could take law in my hand, I could have shot him over there, because he was continuously saying that what I did, I'm very happy about it. Now you hang me even. So this kind of mentality that person was having, and now the BJP people are calling him Bechara. Those are the things that I'm contradicting. That is not a procession. That is not your party fighting the
All
system.
right.
You're trying to bring it down.
Right.
Sandeep Ghosh, of course, if Sandeep Ghosh is found guilty, about remove him, sack him, but let the CBI produce some fact. Now the matter is in the hand of CBI. So why to jump guns? Allow,
Right.
even Sandeep Ghosh has some his rights towards, having a justice. कि
Right.
भाई
All
आप
right.
means
All right.
now it
Just
is
hold
like,
your
okay.
Oh, just hold your thoughts, Shubhankar. I'll come back to you. What you said about CBI. I'll come to my friend Samir now. Samir, what is the latest update? Now CBI has taken over the investigations, but not much is moving. You yourself had done a story on the federal, where things are moving at a very sluggish pace. What is really happening as far as the CBI investigation is concerned?
Yeah,
Is
Nilu,
some kind
before
of a
coming to the,
movement? And is CBI trying to find faults with the state government? Is that what CBI is doing rather than giving justice to the victim, rather than punishing the guilty? Is the CBI onto that effort where they're trying to find faults with Mamata Banerjee government?
yes, Nilu, before coming to the CBI aspects, let me tell you why this protest of this scale, this people's anger against Mamata Banerjee is not for nothing. Uh, this incident, we shouldn't see it in isolation. See, there has been of late under the TMC regime, there has been a system has developed wherein where the guilties are seen as being protected by the administration, and so this culture of political patronage has created some sort of this is the outburst of the pent up anger that created because of this systematic collapse. So we shouldn't see this incident as in isolation, because even in the case of Arjikar Medical Hospital, in the past there had been series of allegations against the principal, Dr. Ghosh, but somehow no action was taken because he was backed by influential lobby within the TMC. So, and now coming to the coming to this Sanjay Roy, the civic volunteer who has been arrested in connection with this rape and murder case. See, this civic volunteers, this phenomena of civic volunteers is also not for the first time is under the scanner. The role of civic volunteers, even in the past, raised so many questions. And look at the recruitment process through which these civic volunteers are drawn into the service. They come just with the recommendation of TMC leaders. So there are allegations that the civic volunteers force has become a party force. It's an so there are so many issues which created anger, and for the first time in her this thing 13-year rule, perhaps the Mamata Banerjee government is facing the biggest challenge. And why I'm saying the biggest challenge because this is for the in the past, whether it's on Narda, Sharda, and other series of corruption cases, the anger was not as spontaneous from the public as it has been seen this time. Not even during the Sandesh Khali incident we saw this kind of public outrage. So this is for the first time she is facing such a massive public outrage, and on top of that, her government is also facing pushback from the party from the party leaders. If you see
No, but
the comments.
pushback from within the party. Samir, you're making an important point. You're saying that there is a pushback from within the Trinamool Congress. What is the reason for that? Is there a resentment? Is there a division within the TMC leaders over the stance which Mamata has taken?
Yes, we even many within the party are not happy the way this case has been dealt with, and there are, of course, there are also other political issues. We may discuss it later. Uh,
Right.
so, because power tussle between Mamata Banerjee and Abhishek Banerjee,
Okay.
how that also playing up in this matter. And
Right.
now coming to the CBI. Now, after the case was handed over to the CBI, and then the Supreme Court, intervened suo moto. Particularly after the Supreme Court intervention, the ambit was enlarged. It was, it's not now just limited to one case of rape and murder. It's the general trend we see in our society, in Indian society. By and large, this kind of incidents taking place everywhere. As we are talking, one incident has happened in Assam today. It's creating lots of hue and cry. People have come out on the streets, with similar kind of protest. So this this phenomenon now, after this case has been, Supreme Court has intervened, the ambit has become larger, and the Supreme and following the CBI investigation, and as you pointed out, now it's 10 days, and the CBI has not made any visible progress in this case. We don't know what progress report they have submitted before the court in in sealed envelope, but there is no visible progress. So definitely, if this thing continues, then anger will now move towards the CBI. The people's frustration, the CBI may become the target of the people's frustration. And today already the doctors group has protested before the CBI office here in Kolkata, CGO complex.
Right. All right. Now let me come to Dr. Mridul Sarkar. He's somebody who's very closely associated with the movement. Dr. Mridul, how do you really see the situation which is evolving as far as the Arjikar case is concerned?
First of all, I want to tell that when that incident occurred, and we, the doctors and the junior doctors of that hospital, they came to know about the incident. They become very much surprised. Not only surprised, they become astonished that what happened, how this thing can be happened inside the hospital. Then the main issue now at that time was that the role of the college authority, headed by Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, and the police personnel, those who were present at that time. What happened that they wanted to hide something. It was clear that first of all, from the college authority, one assistant superintendent, he informed to the family that your girl has committed suicide in this way, and they were very much eager to shift the body to the morgue before coming to the family members, and seeing all these things, why they are so much hurry to shift the body to the morgue, why they are not wanting to come to the family members, and why they are saying that it is suicide. In this way, the outrage started. And the college authority, they were very much eager to discuss among themselves that what happened and how they can manage and how to cover it up. So from that point of time, that doubt came to the mind of the junior doctors that something is fishy, something is behind the case, and it was obvious seeing the body that it is a brutal murder. And when during the postmortem, two junior doctors were present inside the postmortem room, and what they reported that it was not only murder, it was also a rape case, brutal rape and murder case. So, and it is also clear from the circumstantial evidence that it is not the act of one person. More than one person must be involved, and there must be a pre-planned act, because inside a hospital, in the department, in a seminar room, how this can be happened. From that point of time, that movement sparked, and now whole Bengal, not only Bengal, outside Bengal, that movement has been spread. One point I would like to say that in this movement, it is a purely junior doctors and students movement, and the senior doctors and other doctors community, they are also supporting the movement. There is no political party inside the movement. It is a doctor, junior doctors and students movement. No political party inside the movement is there. It is very clear. And number two is that outside the medical
You are
community and
saying that
hospital,
none of the political parties, you are saying that none of the political parties are supporting the students. It's a spontaneous protest only by the students, right?
no, it is the movement of the junior doctors and students, and the political parties, they have supported the movement, but not only political parties, the people at large, the common people who do not belong to any political party, they also supporting the movement. They has come to the
But according to you,
street.
Dr. Sarkar, but according to you, will it be right to point fingers at the Mamata government? Because people have been blaming, people have been raising questions on the law and order, people have been raising questions in the manner in which the police handled the situation, the manner in which the mob entered the hospital, vandalized the hospital. So all questions and fingers are being pointed at Mamata government. Do you think that this one rape case would really put Mamata under the block?
What the point has been raised, these all points are very correct point, because the role of the government, that was not proper. After the incident, the Sandeep Ghosh, the principal, he has been transferred to another medical college as principal. Then when on the 14th night, that hooligans entered into the hospital and that vandalization happened, at that time also, I was present in the hospital, in the medical college, and how they entered and in which way they ransacked the emergency and everything. It is it is very obvious that it is a pre-planned. It is a pre-planned, and police personnel present there, they were actively inactive. It is better to say that actively inactive. They did not even obstruct them, that mob, and they directly entered and vandalized everything.
You feel
So
that the mob was
after that,
politically motivated? Do you feel that the mob was politically motivated and it was being fueled by the ruling party? Do you feel so?
it is obvious, because that mob not only entered into the hospital and ransacked the emergency department, they tried to enter into that floor where that incident, that crime took place. They tried to enter and vandalize everything. So there was a motive of the mob to enter inside the hospital to destroy
All right.
the crime spot. But
Right.
the political parties outside the medical community, they are supporting it. But what the political parties, they are raising their point, it is completely their agenda. It is not the agenda of the platform of the movement. Platform of the movement, it is totally
Fine.
apolitical. It is composed
Right.
of doctors and junior
Basically,
doctors.
So what you're pointing out is, and it's very clear that there are two spheres on which this entire case is revolving. One is the level at which the junior doctors and the students are protesting. They have nothing to do with the political parties, and the political parties are raising this issue on their own forum in different manner. And of course, there comes the blame game. Questions being asked of the Mamata government, Mamata doing her bit, saying that this is being done by BJP. Now the CBI enters, CBI takes over, CBI goes slow, internal rift within the TMC. Now, Shubhankar, all these movements point out to one thing, that questions surely will be asked of Mamata government whether there is, we acknowledge the fact that yes, there is a rape in the Badlapur in Maharashtra which has happened. There was one which happened in Uttarakhand. We cannot dismiss that. But the RG car, the RG car case, the protest continues, and of course, this case has grabbed the headlines. And then the questions will be asked of the Mamata government. So, how long will you keep blaming the CBI? How long will you keep blaming the BJP? You have to be seen as doing something very, very concrete, despite the fact that now Supreme Court has come down heavily on this particular case.
Niluji, in last couple of days, what I've learned new is that I've learned to smile in a very, in a very pressure situation like this. Because see what is happening over here. I don't know when Mamata Banerjee will be able to weather the storm, but I don't know when I will be able to weather the prejudice that basically most of the channels I said, the most of the panelists have towards me, coming from the TMC. I
No,
think
I have
it
no
should be declared
prejudice
as the
against
most
you.
hated
I will
party over
allow
here.
you the entire
So,
space.
so
I will
that's
allow you to entire to say. I will allow you to say your points completely.
now. I'll
But
just
you
give you logic.
cannot get away with the questions which are being asked of the
I,
Mamata
I
government.
won't defend. See,
Yes.
I give up defending TMC. I won't defend TMC. Rather, I'll give you some logic, right? Then it actually differentiates from, I mean, it is completely varied from the fact what Dr. Sarkar said over here, that they tried to enter the flow where where the evidences were kept, right? Where it was completely denied. And that was a detailed show, if you agree. I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just producing a logic that how the contradictions are coming up and why these contradictions are up. The contradictions are up just because of the success of the IT field, who have created enough prejudice in the entire society that this is one particular government which should go because they are completely not apt to rule. It is not about the fact, it is just about a narrative that has been set.
No,
Mamata
no, but
Banerjee is bad. I have sat
what
and
stops?
see,
Yeah,
Niluji, allow
Shubhankar,
me.
what stops Mamata government to counter that prejudice? You have the wherewithal, you have the social media, you have the spokespersons. Why can't they go and speak? If it
Oh
is a
God,
false spread, go ahead and speak. Give a counter.
I think that is the biggest complaint of mine. That basically the India bloc, that lacks that effective social media impact, which BJP has. They have created out of that is they are really very successful in the entire nation.
No, no, but
Secondly,
here
see
it's
how it
about Mamata
how it
Banerjee,
is,
India bloc. It's not about India
Niluji.
bloc,
Uh,
it's about Mamata
and
Banerjee.
Niluji,
Mamata
I have one point to say.
Yes, Dr.
I want
Sarkar
to
wants
say
to
one point to
begin.
Mr.
Yes.
Suvankar, that the role of the government and the police, it is peculiar. Role of the government towards the doctors and towards the junior doctors who are organizing movement, and the role of the government and police to the that outsider mobs. Outsider mobs, they are allowed to enter inside the hospital, and when the doctors
Correct.
and the people at large, they are organizing movement, in particularly on 16th August, when one general strike was called by one political party, SUCI. Then when they were protesting, then the police, they brutally, they attacked the female protesters, and they have been imprisoned, and till date some female protesters and some other protesters, they are in police custody. They, Mamata government, they did not allow them to come out, and the culprits who committed that rape and murder, and the culprits who committed that vandalization, they are moving outside, they are roaming outside. How, why this types of attitude? of the Mamata government and police? This is one question to Mr. Subankar.
The thing is over here is that I'm not number one. I'm not defending the course of actions over here. I'm not sitting here to defend anything. If something has gone wrong, I stand strongly along with you, Dr. Sarkar, against any type of actions that has been taken against the innocent protesters. I stand strongly along with you. Now, can I finish what I actually started saying? Right? See, where we sit in the media just to give a perspective of the government side. Otherwise, there is only accusation. You cannot ever have the other side of the coin. So let just kindly see and understand that what exactly is happening over here. For example, over here, Dr. Sarkar is saying that at that particular time, Dr. Sarkar was present over there. In last 10 days, I sat in, I think, more than, I think, 100 of news channels where one or the other, the accusing panelist claimed, like yesterday, Mr. Anand Rangathan, earlier than that, Lockett Chatterjee did, they said they were present over there. And I'm really, I'm really confused that when there were so many panelists who are claiming on the channel that they were present over there, why can't be they a part of the running investigation? Go to the CBI, tell them, bring this government under the, and if it is, needed, topple it. What Mr. CB Anand Bose is trying to do over there, I'm also supporting that. Topple it. Have his ambitions fulfilled. But at the very same time, please, if you're fighting one heinous rape crime all over India, please start seeing it out of the political perspective. You have to consider why there isn't a single candlelight march from the doctors or nursing association for a nurse who was returning from Uttarakhand, and her body was found 9 days later in Uttar Pradesh, both the states with BJP government. And I have a complaint with the India bloc that they can't raise the voice as compared to what the BJP and the India parties are doing over there. You are not fighting for those people. So does this mean that we don't want to fight the corruption, I mean the crime as a rape in itself? We are not being that effective. A small little news comes up about Badlapur, but we don't find Sherlock Holmes coming over here and telling us the theory about it. The entire media, the entire WhatsApp, the entire social media, Facebook, wherever you see, it is about one particular rape, whereas the NCRB itself is saying every 15 minutes or 17 minutes, one rape is happening in the entire nation. Nobody
All
says, nobody's asking to topple Yogi government. Nobody's asking for resignation from Maharashtra government. Nobody's asking. I don't see the doctors. If you're not political motivated, what is what is stopping the Doctors Association and Nursing Association to stand for the nurse who was returning from Uttarakhand? I'm very sorry, I'm coming into the whataboutery, but this is needed to understand the national perspective. This is, we are so agitated seeing a news and so much the visuals that we are accepting every day that has already successfully created a perception in us. So Mamata Banerjee, any news starts with a big picture of Bengal burning, and there is a Mamata Banerjee making faces at the side. You don't see the similar pictures coming up from UP or Bihar or Maharashtra. Nowhere. So does this mean that other rape cases, they have to be shifted to Bengal to get a particular justice? Their parents are also
Just I'm
seeking the same
interfering.
answer. I least care what you do with the West Bengal government. Topple it. Mamata Banerjee is
right.
bad. Oh, let's topple that government.
All right.
But is
All
that
right. So,
going to
Swami,
create any
Just
difference to the crime
no.
scenario? Thank
Okay,
you.
okay. Let's take
just
in the concluding comments now from, yes, Dr. Mridul Sarkar, very quickly, and then I'll take
just
the concluding from
I,
Swami.
I
Yes.
I think Dr. Subankar is not aware about the whole thing of in the movement, what is going on, and the demands of the movement, because the doctors and nurses and medical community they have protested against the rape and murder everywhere in the country, in Uttar Pradesh, in Maharashtra, in Bengal, in earlier regime also. What happened in different times, the rape and murder, every cases the protests are being raised. So from the platform of the movement, all types of rape, murder, and atrocities to the women they are addressing. So it is not the fact that only the Arjikor issue is being taken up all over the country, all over the country where that rape, murder, and atrocities to the women are being taken up by the platform of the
Okay, okay.
movement.
Shubhankar is saying something. I'll give him the last word, and then I'll come to Samir. Yes, Shubhankar, very quickly, very quickly.
I'm just asking, see, Dr. Sarkar, I completely believe that you're doing a lot over the country to fight the rape as a whole. But do you have any complaint from the police from any other states? No complaints, I guess. I think the state and the state governments are doing enough for them. Are you satisfied or not? I don't want a justification. I just want, are you satisfied or not with the role of police everywhere, apart of West Bengal? That's it. Thank you.
Okay, this debate will go on for very long. I'll have to conclude it here. Samir, what would you say towards the end? Where is this heading to, and where does it leave Mamata Banerjee when you start comparing it with other states, as what Shubhankar did? That there's a rape which has happened in many states, but nowhere in the states have they asked for a resignation of the chief minister. So,
No,
is do you see some kind of unfairness, being attributed to Mamata as well at this point of time? Yes.
see, see, in the past, when Sandesh Khali happened or other such incident happened, nobody demanded resignation of Mamata Banerjee. But this time, why? And this resignation demand is, of course, a political demand by BJP and the CPIM. But why they got this chance? Because see, in this particular case, the buck stop at her because she is the health minister. She is also the home minister. And look at the functioning of this government. All the important portfolios which need so much attention. Now the she holds finance portfolio, she holds home portfolio, she also holds this thing health portfolio. Apart from being chief minister and many other portfolio, even the revenue, as yeah, land and revenue portfolio. And the junior minister who is supposed to assist her in running this government, that minister Chandrima Bhattacharya, she is also burdened with so many portfolio. So where is that? There is a feeling that this government is not giving enough time in this in the functioning of this kind of important departments. So definitely you cannot just blame opposition for trying to take advantage of that, because after all political parties, they have not this they are not Ramakrishna Mission or any charity organization. They will definitely try to take political advantage of a situation when you give them on the platter. But having said so, I think slowly, this agitation will die down after CBI takes some concrete measures. And moreover, of late, the few of the corrective measures which the state government has started taking, like initiating a corruption case against Dr. Ghosh, then transferring few officers from the RGKar. Those are steps taken on the right direction, and I think this this crisis also the TMC will be able to overcome, because this has not got so much resonated in the rural areas as it is in urban areas. And as you know,
Urban.
TMC is very strong rural both ways.
So, but yes, a lot of developments are happening. The protests don't seem to be dying down. But yes, how will the victim get the justice? That's $1 billion question. And will the CBI do enough to give that justice to the victim's family? Thank you so much. I'll have to end it here. Thank you so much, Shubhankar, Samir Purkaisa, Dr. Mridul. Thank you so much for joining. And one appeal to the viewers who are watching this discussion: subscribe to our channel, send us for feedback, and stay tuned to the Federal. Thank you. The rape and murder of the 31-year-old woman trainee doctor at Kolkata's Arjikar Hospital still continues to be in the headlines because the protests by the junior doctors and the students continues unabated. Despite the fact that Supreme Court has come down with heavy observations, despite the fact that the CBI has taken over the investigations, not much seems to be moving ahead. But has Mamata Banerjee weathered the RG car storm? Watch a riveting discussion with the experts only on the Federal.